Want to radio culture. Yes, indeed. It's that time. The big discussion is here. Crack panel. But somehow, because of network issues, we are having, a hard time putting all of them together at once. But however, my panel name, it is such say, even if I had just one of them, they will do justice to the subject. And I'm happy to announce that I already have two of my crack panelists on the line right now. We're waiting for the rest to join. In the meantime, as you do know, my name Jack Beloved Anointed. And I'm in the seat for this one, Reggae Reverbs on Radio Culture Live. And from Studio One, Texas, USA, Radio Culture. As we do every Sunday, we bring you the show that deals with everything. Sepin Krato from our reggae industry anymore. We have to be able to bring you the news. That's what we do. You don't know. Yes, Radio Culture. Yes. Now, what's on for today? Before we go on to the subject of the day, let me quickly announce that we are having difficulty, and I'm tired of apologizing. Tech team, please, Mills. Time zone difference, I know, but sometimes let us be a bit more considerate to the people who waste their time to listen to us. Okay, I'm tired of apologizing, but once more, I'm having to do this. We're having issues with the feed to the main website, www.ghnewsnow.com. Please spread the word around. If anybody has issues like that, we're live on YouTube right now. You can always connect with us on YouTube. There are also the other platforms. I believe you can join us on modernghana.com. You can join us through my Tuna Radio and one more that you don't even have that issue. But please, Mr. Mills, sit up. I beg you, please. All right. So that said, let me also give thanks for the panel that are going to join me today, as well as those who have given me bits and nuggets of information and what can I call it, that we can use to enrich this discussion. This is a very important discussion. Let me go in straight and introduce the subject before I introduce my panel. Assembly nyina say, and assembly when you broad power and sit tight, fasten your seatbelt, because it's a multifaceted issue. And it will kick us back to some issue that blew up on this same platform some months ago. Right, so we'll go back and bring that in. But immediately, the issue is that Kofi Kinata won the reggae song of the year at the GMA. Now, that has ignited some very spirited discussion in the reggae community, in the mainstream reggae community. And when I say mainstream reggae community, you know who I'm talking about. Yaba Ghana, we know who they run the reggae. You understand? Unfortunately, when it comes to things like awards and stuff like that, they feel like they're completely marginalized, right? To the extent that Kofi Kinata, who traditionally is not considered a reggae artist, wins the reggae song of the year, and people think that's an affront. There are so many angles to that discussion, and we're going to go into it. Please, let's approach this with an open mind, okay? Let's put emotions aside. To be very honest with you, if this discussion is going to reap any benefit for us, especially for the people who consider themselves mainstream reggae stakeholders now, we have to approach this with an open mind. That's the only way we can get something out of this. All right. Enough said. Thank you very much. Now, with that said, now let me introduce the first two of my panel, Menya Omono. I know, say, as we go along, the others will join. Some of them told us they were like en route, right? They are traveling. They're not traveling as a mutukwan, but they are in motion, I should say. And when they get stationary, they will join in. We'll be getting Shasha Marley. We'll also be getting Fred of Kintiban. Those are the two that are in motion. Or more Enya baby Tinana Somonia good networker. They should be joining us. In the meantime, I have right now on the line two people who really need no introduction, except that because we had no flyer out, we said various stakeholders, right? So I still have to go ahead and introduce my first two guests. Ochiame Kwame. Ochiame Kwame is so many different things. I won't even start to want to, to say so you're there and you're there. But he's here today in two major capacities. One, he knows a lot about the awards, the one that just expired, and also generally your camp music business in Ghana now. He is an authority, so he's there as that. Also, say you can say art form, reggae dancehall, Ghana reggae dancehall as an art form. No, you can say you make it be out of it now. We have a lot to learn from people like Ochame Kwame, because he was one of the people who actually set off what became hip life and became an export that Ghana could take outside to to other countries, to the outside world, to sell, to market as a legitimate art form. And we're happy to have him here in those two capacities. Now, my second guest, who is also ready right now and on the line with us, Daddy Bosco, another person who knows the A to Z of awards, right? And who can also tell us a lot about not just awards, but also the Ghana reggae dancehall community and what's going on there and what should be done and what should not be done, etc., etc. With that said, Nasa Mekasa Yawa, just like 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago, may chastise Black Rasta for doing some long intro but I'm saying me in the recording. So let me just let me go right now on the line and bring on my two guests who are ready right now and hoping that the rest will join us later. Ochame Kwame and Daddy Bosco, welcome to Radio Culture. Yeah, that's it. Atanasi, that's it.
Salute, everyone. Let me say a very big thank you to you, Ras, for
Me audio.
It is always a great learning experience. Can you hear me, please?
Audio no way check akra.
Okay.
Meaning say me if me ha na say if you what. Daddy B. But Daddy B, if you say something, make us see if it be from me or from.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you all right. I'm just thinking the levels are not right. But I don't know if it's from my end or from Daddy B, you did there? Daddy
B. Yeah, I did hear.
Okay, all right. I think we're good. I think it's just me from here. Let me just adjust a few things and we should be good to go. Why? Kwame, I beg, go on.
Okay, so I was just going to say that every time I come on this show, it's a great learning experience. And the depth of your questioning always gets me to sort of know myself a bit better. So I look forward to you calling me to come on this show. Thank you very much for calling me again.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Millsman, who said message me, thank you very much. I don't know, we cannot pause the show. We're already airborne until you do what you can do from your end, okay? Please, if you can connect the thing and make sure that the Ghana feed is working, I thank you very much. But the show is already airborne. We're going to make do with what we have. Thank you. All right, Kwame, Intimate Dasipi, Daddy B, welcome to the show. Daddy Basco. Yes, I. Welcome to the show, Daddy.
Greetings and give thanks, King.
Every time. Okay. All right. So let's get this going. Let's set this off. I know it's going to be quite a discussion, into taking off. And initially, that if you remember, we were saying we're going to call certain people for 5 minutes at a time and all of that. It came back to us from most of the people that we were inviting, say that may not do justice because they may say something and then later on need to say something else, right? So we'll just stay and use our usual format. keeping the panel on. That said, let's start it off. Kwame, Mami Bisao, Kofi Kinata won the Reggae Song of the Year. What is your feeling about that?
I was at the auditorium, sitting, I think, 2 aisles from Daddy Bosco. I was so happy. 2 reasons. One, because the song was good.
Great song.
And 2, because he put in a lot to make the song popular. So, realizing that he had actually done a live recording, I think that's Kofi Kinata's first ever live recording. I stand corrected. I think so. Because it's reggae. He first made the song in the studio. And then once he was done, he threw the whole song away and called people to sit down and play it live. So he was looking for a certain authentic sound. And he had it. And then he traveled all the way to Johannesburg to go and shoot a video. And in the video, there's this beautiful lady with like a radiant smile. I watched the video about 10 times. And then he went from station to station to station to station to promote the song. He even called me once to tweet it for him. So when the song won the award, I was really happy.
I see. Daddy B, just like Kwame said, you were there too. What did you think about it when it was announced? No. How did you think? What did you think? How did you feel?
Okay, give thanks for this opportunity. What I'll say might sound a bit controversial, but that's my opinion. Yeah?
Yep.
Good. Now, Kofi is a graduate of the High Grade University. The founder of the High Grade University is a reggae man through and through. When he started his...
Hello?
reggae music and reggae musicians have to stream, he broke into the mainstream as a hip life artist. Now that he's asserted himself on the scene quite well, he has now revealed his reggae identity, and I think his last 2 albums were reggae albums. I'm talking about Samini. So a graduate from his institute.
Well,
Jamaican as it can be. Why am I saying this? Some of Amachi Dede's biggest tunes, if you take it to somebody who doesn't understand the lyrics and all that, you will think it's similar to the music Tikenja Fakoli and Alpha Blondie and the rest are doing. If you listen to some of the greatest gospel hits in Ghana, they're reggae through and through. So reggae is something that is appreciated by Ghanaians and loved by Ghanaians. Now, you speak about mainstream reggae artists or artists who are known to be reggae. I will refer you to some of the songs by people like Stevie Wonder, Master Blaster Jamming. Probably one of the biggest reggae songs ever recorded. And one can go on to list a number of other artists, Rihanna, all of them, who have done reggae. I do not think the intent of the award organizers is to reserve the reggae song of the year exclusively for reggae musicians. You note the of the year is somebody who is known for his reggae pedigree. Somebody like Stoneboy, who says he's won it 8 times and counting. You know, he's a reggae guy. So although he may win the song of the year for reggae, Stoneboy wins the artist of the year for reggae. Now, the last thing I like to say is that we should
Shashamali.
appreciate a song for what it is. If the song is good, if the song has a certain crossover appeal, if people love the song, let's give the song its accolades. For me, it's a big challenge, and Ochiame laid out the blueprint for making a reggae song as popular as can be. Yes, the Kofi Kinata brand also opened doors for the song to break through. But he told us that if you make a song and you want it to go, apart from your social media activations, make sure traditional media also supports your campaign so that it's in the face of people. Thank you very much.
Nice one. Nice one. Now, let me also announce that we have the man called Shashamali on the line right now. Bra Shasha. Akwabe.
Let me pick up the legends on the panel. Daddy Bosco and Chami. Big bro. Hey, big up yourself. Chami, the rap doctor. Big bro. Yeah, my daddy. Bless up, Chami.
All right.
Yeah, Kwesi.
Yes. Shasha. Into some you're discussing in there, Marks on what show though. But let's for the benefit of everybody else, no. Kofi Kinata, a winning what can then reggae song of the year, right? Now the reggae community has ignited on that, thinking there. When people are thinking of a reggae artist, and people are thinking of a Shashamali, an Osajifo, what can they then? A Conqueror vibes. And now there, Memfani there, Rascal could be them. So, what do you think? Let's say there, Kofi Kinata, win the reggae song of the year. How did it make you feel? What do you think personally?
Well. Thank you so much. For this opportunity, to share my opinion on this. Now, the whole thing is, first of all, I've not been following, like Kofi Kinata's this particular song. I've not heard it. I've not really paid attention to it. All the guys on that category, I've not paid attention on their songs until you called me this afternoon and you told me about this, and I went on YouTube to listen to the song. If You Come
Love.
And you see, the problem with most of us is that we think a reggae artist is the one who has dreadlocks. That's myself. And so you feel that if somebody has dreadlocks, now he's trying to play reggae, that means he's a reggae artist. No, it is the talent we have to look for.
Yep.
The brothers on that category, I've not listened to all the songs, and I just listened to Kofi Kinata's "If You Come Love." And matter of fact, look, the song "If You Come Love," the intro alone made me jump. The intro of that song alone made me jump. I said, "Hey, even some Lucky Dube flavor." Lucky Dube flavor, the intro alone. But why do we think it's not a reggae song?
Of course it's a reggae song.
I mean, Fanti. Is it because we sang in Fanti?
Emma.
It is a solid reggae song. No doubt about it. Whether he won the award or not, my thing is, it is a solid reggae song. Regardless of the guy branding himself or being a high life artist or a bald-head guy with no dreadlocks, he has played a reggae song.
Now, yes. Now, I was having a discussion, a pre-show discussion with Ochame Kwame. I think it was yesterday or day before. And now, some of the issues that came up are before the year exploring, and I think that all of us are in agreement there. You don't have to be a reggae artist to come up with a reggae song, right? Because yes, we had that discussion, and I think that me and Kwame were in agreement with that. Kwame Meboa now what in it. But yes, I think so we were in agreement with that. Say, okay, you could be just like you could be a reggae artist and cross over and play a hip hop song or some type of fusion. Afrobeat. And there's no argument over there. I think that the problem would come, and I want us to build this gradually so that we can juice this thing properly. Like we have an orange and we're juicing with the juice. I want to milk all the juice from it. Until let's build it properly. The issue really, I will say, I made me sense, and he said, people feel like, okay, there's a reggae, there's an award scheme, which for the most part ignores the reggae industry, right? There's just one single slot in there for the reggae fraternity, so to speak. Now, so one peninsula no, but the be one sense of the aquacomo be or also potential of winning. I see a bit of emotion there. But again, if you are building an industry, shouldn't there be a bit of affirmative action? And this is some of the things we're saying. But before we go through, we say let me. You did mention Shasha there, and in the ancient dampun say, so I'm assuming that there are some of our audience who may not have heard the song as well. Let's drop a snippet of it, and then we'll come back to the discussion. This is Efie Kuma Love from Kofi Kinata.
Let me be Ami baby, I made dream to my son, my children, Munko, Bembina, Kana me a mo. I don't go for being sassy. Most of my mother don't go for being sassy. If people was in body, I could in a walk and say to was in body. Baby, I made dream to my son, my children, Munko. Waka still one task.
Waka still one task. Charlie, judge for yourself. Who can even argue say this is a reggae song? And let me legitimize that. This song, FYI, was on our charts for weeks. And our chart is a reggae dancehall show chart. All right. So that goes to say that even this show, this platform, this show recognizes the song as a reggae song. There's no argument about that. But that said, let's go back to that we say Nana Mekano. People feel say at least Anyanka. Kwame, Mamitio first. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I think, say, one of the biggest problems in Africa is that we feel is feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling is not a scientific approach towards work. Once you feel something, you need to put that thing to test.
Mm-hmm.
And once you put it to the fire of investigation, the results that you get is no longer a feeling, it's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that a certain community is feeling in itself, we don't use feeling. Feeling cannot pay the school fees. Feeling cannot drive the car. It cannot organize. It cannot do C-session.
Feeling can even pound fufu.
Look for capital. So I think we need to look at the definition or when we say Ghana Music Awards. I know that my big brother Daddy Bosco is on the board, or used to be on the board. I don't know if he's still on it. But I think that what Charterhouse has been saying for the past 20 years is that the Ghana Music Awards is predominantly a popular award scheme. Therefore, within the year of which is from February till the next January, the song, for a song to qualify to win a Ghana Music Award, it means the media and the society has had like a celebration of the song or a festival of the song. For the song to hit before it.
After interview.
Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, Kwame. Go through.
For the song to hit or for the song to become popular, apart from a few technical awards like the best instrumentalist, video of the year, songwriter of the year, record of the year, all the other categories, which is 90% of the whole award scheme, is based on popularity. So if you will remember, before 2009, that I became artist of the year, and because MTN was paying money to the artist of the year, that switched and made artist of the year thing very prominent. It used to be the most popular song of the year. That was the most important award for the night. So the whole thing is about popularity. So the question should not be revealed, that it should be which of the songs made by this reggae fraternity was more popular than Efie Kuma.
Mm-hmm.
That should be the question. Because
Okay.
it shouldn't be an issue of feeling. It should be an issue of fact. And if it is, and then what metrics do we use to measure what a popular song is? YouTube views, TikTok dance challenges, the number of charts that the song topped, maybe a certain data collected from Gumroad, and things like that. That is what we must use to judge whether the song deserves to win, and not based on we feel.
Okay, Kwame, Mate, but the thing though is that there's also a school of thought that's kind of pushing back against that, right? I.e., if the awards is based on those type of indicators now, it kind of disenfranchises some of the artists, especially those in the reggae dancehall industry. And sad they will know. He who feels it knows it. Maybe it's only the people in that area who understand how it really feels, right? But to even raise the money to go to studio to record is something else. Nothing the way we nothing our science about investing in getting DJs to play it across the country. I hear TikTok challenge and all of these things, right? And I do understand, but I think the one thing that maybe we should also state emphatically is something that you also mentioned in our pre-chat, in our pre-show chat, right? Which is that Charterhouse or whoever the organizers are making it clear, say, this is the parameters we are using. Take it or run. Me pacho emphasize honeyman make Canada the BM Bremo. I mean, in the meantime, let me also announce that we have Fred Red of Kente Band are joining in. And maybe when you finish, I can also even chime in real quick before Daddy B comes in for me. I beg.
Okay. So let me give you a small background before I even. So you know that the Ghana Music Awards came into being because in 1998 at Obuasi there was an Agro event that Lord Kenya and Achame were performing, and we didn't know which one should perform first and which one should perform last. We Achame said that you, Lord Kenya, we gave you a producer. We came out many months before you came, so you are a younger artist. So even though we are peers, you go first for us to go last. After all, our Masanaba song is bigger than your own. And Lord Kenya said, no, the people love me more, so you go first. So Ochami Kofi and Kenya fought at the back stage over which one should go first. Yola was standing there. And then he decided that let me organize an award scheme
to determine
who is truly popular
and
which songs are truly popular. So this is the foundation of the Ghana Music Awards.
History class.
Find out who is who. And because of that, they never shied away from saying that apart from a few technical awards, like Songwriter of the Year, Record of the Year, Video of the Year, Instrumentalist of the Year, and a few, 90% of all the awards is based on which one is most popular. So if you realize there are three groups to select who won. There's the Academy, there's another judges, public who are voting with credit, who are going online to vote. And even with the vote, one person can vote about 100 times. So
Yes.
it is basically a popularity contest.
Okay.
So if a reggae artist wants to win that award, it is imperative that that reggae artist should make his reggae song and his brand popular so that it will be competitive. Otherwise, he can or she can look at other award schemes which is not based on but based on content or maybe peer review. So that's what I have to say.
Okay, enough said. And I think that had to be clarified, right? Because and we'll link this to some other point that will be made later. In the meantime, let's welcome Frederick Kente. Fred, blessed love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Blessed I. What's the name?
Onyamina Dumo. Now we're here for poultry farmer now. Give thanks. Natty. Oh, good. Oh, Charlie, nice. Enjoying the vibes. All right. So,
And you say, now be fine.
Many environment now we should move.
Umusa. Very organic. Very, very organic. All right.
You want to come around?
Yes.
You want to come around?
Yeah, right. No, tell me, I just Mr. Sekedio. So, Mr.
Sekedio. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So Fred, let's move it forward.
Yes, sir.
All right. Fred, you know what we're discussing already, but let me set it off for you. Kofi Kinata wins the reggae song of the year with the song If Kuma Love. What is your reaction to that?
Yeah. I really don't have much of a reaction because I haven't even heard the song. You know? Yeah, I've not. And unfortunately, I don't listen to radio a lot. So radio is where, like Ochami is saying, we popularize ourselves. Radio and then TV and then social media. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, well, I agree with what Ochami Kwame is saying, that if you want to win Ghana Music Awards, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you want to win Ghana Music Awards, then you must be a popular person. You must be a popular musician, because it's what I call fashion show awards. You know, it's not based on anything but apart from popularity. Because of course, people are voting, and like he's saying, people are voting 100 times if you can. And so it's basically based on popularity. If you are not popular, you are not likely to win. And that's what our people must just accept. So if you want to be in that space, then push yourself in that space. There are things that you do, Payola, stuff, a lot of promotional stuff. It costs a lot of money. So if you want to be in that space, my friend, if you are a reggae artist, you are a hardcore reggae artist, roots rock reggae artist, dancehall reggae artist, whatever you do, you must do the things that the guys do to be in that popularity on that stage. If you are not ready and you want to be like I and not covet this kind of popularity contest, just stay in your place, do your music, and have your own fans. And listen, this is not something that it should be a bone of contention. You know, it's they have their award scheme, they have their. If you want to be part of it, just do as they do. If you don't want to be part of it, do as we, the rest of us, do, and do your thing. After all, we've been doing these things for 30-something years. We've never coveted an award. We've never won one, and we don't feel no way. So that's my view.
I see.
That's personal.
I see. Enough said. All right. Cool. Okay. So let's go back to Daddy B. Daddy B, you are kind of you are on the confluence, so to speak, because you have one leg in the organizers part, so to speak, because you are a veteran of the awards thing in Ghana, whichever way you look. Now you are also a very vibrant and vital part of the reggae dancehall community in Ghana. And sometimes people confuse that with the Rasta community. I'm speaking with Daddy Bosco.
I want to clarify that. Who that?
Bosco.
Daddy Bosco.
Yes. All right.
Are you sure of what you are saying?
I'm very sure of what I'm saying. Unless what you have what?
I know it's vital in the Rasta community. It's vital in the Ghana music guiding, music union. But as for the reggae space, I beg to differ.
Okay.
I know his daughter is a player. She's a big time dancer.
And that alone makes him vibrant in that industry, doesn't it? Fred, the man is part of managing his daughter's career right now. That alone puts him up there, doesn't it? He's a stakeholder, whichever way you look at it. And Fred, can we run away from the fact that Daddy B was part of SOZ, which set off the foundation for what we now call reggae dancehall in Ghana? We can't run away from that, can we?
Yeah, but I feel like Chichi blame my reggae.
Oh, Fred, come on, bro. But you know, say reggae there. Reggae is like fine wine, man. The more chuchu blame, the better, ain't it? Anyhow, all right. So what I was saying really.
Modern day reggae, modern day music awards.
Okay, all right. We'll set time for that discussion. We'll set time for that discussion. But the point I really was making is that, Bosco, you know what goes on in the reggae dancehall area in terms of how people struggle to even put their music out. The point I was making earlier, right? Do you think it's about time that Charterhouse may be, as part of social corporate responsibility or whatever they want to target, as trying to help promote and improve the reggae dancehall, industry in Ghana, which they can testify can reap dividends, evidence in Stoneboy and Shatawale and all these other ones who have easily crossed over to international markets, right? So should we at least bring in some affirmative action, Kakrebi, say, okay, at least, because there's just one slot. And I know Sir Chami say we shouldn't use feelings, but at least, Kakra, Anna, Daddy B.
All right.
Why they laugh?
I'll play a few things. I'll play a few things.
Yeah, go through.
So the Aroma, which is mainly a award scheme that celebrates reggae, dancehall, Caribbean music, etc. And then there's the Grammys. Yesterday on Joy FM, episode referred to something he had done on Base Award in 2014. Base Awards was an award scheme that was solely focused on the reggae dancehall fraternity. It is extinct. Question: did it have the support of the community? The answer is out there in the open. So back to this issue of affirmative action for the reggae community. Like Fred said, and Ochami as well, the GMAs is based on popularity. That is the mission and purpose of the organizers. It would be something to say, okay, leave this lot for us. Like the gospel people have been able to monopolize the gospel song of the year, where no matter how gospel your song is, if you are not one of them,
great example, Daddy B. Great example. And sorry to butt in, but let me ride with you, Daddy B. Let me ride with you, please. So if somebody who let's say if Raskuku played a good example, Shashamali is here. Shashamali has a song which is practically a gospel song. Unyanyamia somuye. Unyanyamia somuye. You think that song can win a gospel award? And the gospel community will sit and not say nothing? Daddy B. Daddy B. What's going on? Daddy B, they hear me? Okay, all right. Let's have somebody else. Let's have somebody else pick it up until Daddy B comes back on. I don't know what's going on. I see a signal on his thing though. Shasha, you take that up for me. You have that song, right? Somuye, I think it's the title. You think, say, that song would have stood a chance in winning a gospel song? It's a beautiful song by all standards. It's got everything. It was played by a reggae artist. Could it have crossed over to win a gospel award? You think so? Hello?
Of entry into the reggae song of the year category are that low. It will be people who are able to push their reggae songs onto a certain crossover level that will have the likelihood of getting the nod there. Thank you.
Yes, but Daddy, that's what I'm asking. Say, if you take Shashamali's song, Somuye, right? There's nothing not gospel about it. As a matter of fact, it's a gospel song that he used and played. He played a version of an already existing gospel song in a reggae format. Could it have ever stood a chance of winning a gospel award? Do you think, say, in Ghana, was to say, that could have won an award and nobody would have bat an eyelid?
Oh, but like we're saying, is your mobilization of the votes, where people like Diana Hamilton can go on a crusade spree and mobilize whole churches to vote for him.
Yeah.
Bottom line, the Ghana Music Awards is a popularity-based awards. What I would like to encourage the reggae fraternity to do is to celebrate our own. To set up a credible reggae award scheme.
Emphasis on credible.
Which will be determined by a criteria that would be agreed by the reggae community. I tell you, it's possible. It's very doable. You know what I mean? Where people would say, okay, this is our alternative scheme, where we are also celebrating, maybe not based on mainstream popularity, but on a set of criteria that would have been determined by a team and which would be acceptable to the community. And then, we could have our own thing going. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. And we all know what happened with that. Yeah, Fred, go through. You have something to say about that. Go through.
And not just. Yeah. I agree with that. Bosco on that. And not just for reggae and dancehall alone, but for all kinds, because we have jazz music, we have all kinds of music which people may consider to be obscure, but which are really what people are listening to. You see, because people think that these days, how do you determine what is popular? Is it by terrestrial radio, or by like internet radio, like what we have here, or by how do you determine what?
Great question. Great point. And Ochame, let me come to you again for a quick minute, because if we're looking at this point that Fred just raised now, right? How do we determine popularity? Okay. Did the organizers also set clear criteria for what they are looking at to determine their popularity? I.e., because for instance, and I give you that example. For instance, this guy called Cliff, right? Clifford Owusu. Nobody knows Clifford Owusu in Ghana, right? You go to Ghana and say Clifford Owusu. Who is that? But you come to New York, you come to America, and you say Clifford Osu. He's a brand name. He's a comedian, and everybody associates him as, oh, the Ghanaian comedian. People would assume that people know him in Ghana. People don't know him in Ghana. And Tekese Bibi a popular. How? What are we saying? Is it popular radio play? If it's radio play, how do they determine that? Is it popular YouTube hits? If it's that, we know about the boosting, but hey, almost if that's acceptable as far as I'm understanding the thing. Chatterhouse wants to say the boosting thing is fine, right? It's up to whoever can throw in more money to get millions of hits on their music video rather than organic, something along those lines. Kwame, how do they really determine determine those things?
Okay, I think that popularity, like beauty, is really abstract,
Mm-hmm.
and it is determined by in the hands of the beholder. But even though all women are beautiful, we always have a Miss Ghana, we have a Miss World, we have a Miss Universe, but all women are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All flowers are beautiful, but people always cut roses for their loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that there's the abstract concept, philosophy of what is popular, and there's a conventional popularity. When a song is popular, so yesterday I went to an event at Osu Girls Correctional Institute. I've released a song with Kwame Eugene a month ago. When the DJ played the song, I was expecting all the girls to sing it because on Twitter, the song has been trending. And its numbers are in the hundreds of thousands or in the millions. But only a quarter of the girls sang the song. So it told me that, this song is popular on Twitter, but I need to put it on mainstream television and put it on mainstream radio so that more people will sing the song. So I think that a popular song is the one that has a majority appeal, not necessarily one that has been promoted on Instagram, TikTok, mainstream, and also has been promoted in the clubs and in the pubs. These are just conduits to sending the music to the ears. But a popular song is a song that you play it at a festival and everyone is singing it. I think that is the matrix for measuring whether the song is popular or not. How many people know them? And you can tell when you go to the nightclubs and play it, or when they play a trumpet version at a Shoroku in Takrade, and then all 50,000 people are singing them. That's a popular song. Or you do that. You go to when I did this song, Wara Now Can You. It was a really soft ballad song at the time when Azonto had become very big. Tigo did a show in Kumasi, and then something need to perform Wara. When I played the song, all the 30,000 people at the stadium sang the song, even the gangsters. Now that is a popular song. So I think that is it. To find out that you see children are singing it in schools, you watch videos.
Yes.
You see TV when the song is raised in church. So it became so popular that they played it in churches. You can see that the song has hit a certain threshold of public acceptance. It is more about the acceptance of great numbers than it is about the medium of promotion.
No, I see. All right, Shasha, let's catch a brim. So you are, one artist that is also that we're able to market. So when we say people who have taken reggae music out of Ghana and put it on an international frontier, we cannot tell that story without mentioning Shasha Mali, right? We know how you've done, you performed in Australia and Europe and all these other places. Now, do you feel there as a reggae artist, there's anybody who's looking out to award you for the work that you are doing? Does anybody care at all about your mata, and the whole Ghana is going crazy over that? That song, for instance, qualifies for what Kwame just spoke about, universal acceptance. But is there any structure or people like Shashamali, people who are in that category, we are going to recognize them. Do you feel there we are playing on an equal field? And I know that we've already established that this is a popularity contest, okay? But should that be the case to start with? Because GMA, they are enjoying the patronage of the whole Ghana. So if you say, okay, it's a popularity contest, so a certain group of people that we don't really care how they function for themselves are. Again, no, I don't feel there it's too much. But anyway, let me hear you, Shasha.
Don't follow crowd. My network is messing up big time. Don't follow crowd. I didn't get a question well.
Okay, sorry about that. My question in there. You are a big artist, Ewa. We know that you are one of the people who have successfully taken Ghanaian reggae out of the country as an export to an international market. Nazi, do you think that Ghana na yewono other people, if you play a gospel song, you have a good chance to be recognized? If you play a hip life song, if you play any type of song, right? But reggae, even though people like you have taken it to heights, people like Rocky Dawuni have taken it to heights. People like Kente have toured Europe with reggae music now. Do you feel there it's accepted as part of the music scene? Let me put it that way. It's accepted there as part of Nyoma Yaba Wagana order or non so yeah awarded. I want award banana. Do you feel that way as an artist?
Oh well, and with that reggae itself.
Me too.
Clear.
Me too. You too, Kodo. Yeah, clear.
And with the general reggae general like the general, I accepted Ghana. The genre itself, I accepted Ghana, but I'm not gonna follow that. Oh man, my network. But am I
Charlie? Network, I'm boy Papa. Network now is some way be. Mitibi, but Tracy.
Listen, genre reggae.
Uh-huh.
Genre itself is accepted in Ghana. But the Ghanaians playing that. Hello?
Yeah, Shasha. Mopocho, Jenye Mamai. Now,
listen, the reggae genre.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the reggae genre.
It's accepted, yes. Okay, on the mic, can you there? The genre is generally accepted by Ghanaians.
But we, the Ghanaian.
Okay.
The Ghanaian reggae artists, you know what problem that was accepting him, but it's
Matase, Papa. Matase, and that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Fred, let me throw that same question to you. You are a veteran. Yeah, Matase, give thanks. Fred too keeps going in and out. I don't even know if you can hear me. So, Charlie, this network thing there. All right, okay. So all right, so let's go to that. Fred, you did there? Fred. Okay, all right. Let's segue into the other part of the discussion. Or us seeing to say I dare no a popularity contest. Take it or run, right? Take our terms or run. It's either you come and you try to play the game, go find people to sit in a room and vote massively for you, and go to churches and organize people to vote for you or something like that. Or just sit back and don't say nothing. Say na yeah, no, right? And I really and truly, what can we say about that? So now the focus is shifting to having our own awards. And I still want to have Kwame is still an authority on that. Kwame, and now we per se from the veterans' own mouth, right? Because every time I keep making that point, say hip life as an art form was started by a group of enthusiastic young people with different types of talent who coordinated it and came up with an art form that they could export. They didn't have to go to no classroom to study that. Throw a little bit on light on that for me, Kwame. Hip life, no, boy, Jane, and I'm with me, man, be an art form.
Say technically art now kasano. Maybe breaking it down into two. Art in soul and art in mind. Art in soul, 18-year-old boy. Unim rapo, nene ede. Unim trade, no, and unim tricks, no. Unim tricks, unim trade. You are one passion.
Yeah.
First wants to record, and then wants to be heard, then wants to be seen, and then wants to be felt, and now wants to perform to people. When we were creating the hip life sound, most of us knew nothing of promotions or recordings or chords or melodies. Most of us knew nothing. And what we did was we used musicians like Kankam and Zach Mallet and KKPR and all these people who were already existing producers and musicians to guide us to be able to take that unquenching passion that we had, to put it out there to sort of complement the high life and the Boga high life music that we had already. So if you ask me, I would say the hip life thing was just driven by passion.
I see.
Passion of the soul, not in mind. It is later, 10 years later, that a lot of us decided to go back to school to learn music, to learn how to play the guitar or the flute, or some of us actually decided to learn how to create. And to produce, I mean. And the crop of hip life musicians now, war back after years, the Kwabi Uji, Kempalutano, they are all producing because they have taken the passionate, soulful thing we did and then added the mindfulness of being able to produce it themselves so they can create a sound that is more original to how they feel and not how they and some mallet feels. It was created with a lot of passion. And I can tell you that the resistance hip life Asia, no, I do not think that I can speak for reggae, but Michelle Senior, Maxi Priest, any Kogenki, any Amachi the day in able do any Tony Rebel, a sound reggae sounds of boy and Kogenki day. Amachi the day so they I am Gonzaga Kraka one. They created the Ghanaian reggae. Reggae was already accepted, and it was actually reggae highlight was more popular than traditional highlight. And resistance now, reggae music is without branding, promotion, and popularity. Hip life music faces the same resistance. But what we did was we culturalized it a bit more. Most of the artists that became popular, Achiame, Kotine, Nanano, Obrafo, Aketechi, Adeshie, most of us went to the court, went to the palace to take names that people were already familiar with. We use the familiarity in tradition to say Abebu, to say Adejis, to say Dim, to say Fugu, Kete, any idea, and we wove our way synergistically through the culture, and hip life music became pop culture. And fortunately for us, because Ghana Music Awards, which had become like the benchmark or the gatekeeper for Ghanaian music at the popular level, was also about hip life. They also helped us establish a yearly concert that became like a festival to center what we are doing. And I'm thinking that reggae music can do same. And because reggae music in itself is about resistance, I think that it would be very easy if the reggae musicians came together, like we did come together, even though we were kids, and demanded to be seen in a certain light. Because the same way now, Ras, who say Senka gospel for that, maybe for gospel song and common pen. Reggae musicians can do that easily by writing to the academy, writing to the board, and making their claim, but not based on feeling, but based on maybe a certain technicality of the bamboo, of the bamboo, academy, and say, you know what? We have seen, this thing that we are doing is about popularity, but it is not helping the reggae industry. So, can you give us two more? Can you give us the reggae, maybe reggae guitarist of the year or the reggae instrumentalist of the year? Can you add that to reggae song of the year and reggae artist of the year? And then slowly they can still.
But Kwame, they're okay there, and they send you a bit me in CCAO. And then not just send the neck and one year starting. That means that the uproar is legitimate then. That means the uproar is legitimate because that means CCAI, we should be able to write to the academy to say, hey, based on X, Y, and Z, and maybe cite the example that Shashamali's song could not stand a chance to win a gospel award. And based on that, maybe they should review the criteria. Maybe along those lines. Anna.
One-sided approach. It must be a multi-form approach, which is now reggae music finds a way to organize reggae festivals, and then December shows reggae musicians now never mind here. Or my the same pop music. Reggae reggae festivals. Let someone do an inexpensive reggae awards, a base awards. One of the key reasons reggae base awards was because they were competing with Charterhouse, and Eagles and Feelings were in there. But when they realized that booking a venue alone is $24,000, therefore, let's just even take the thing online. Let us have a credible academy who give credible awards to credible winners. Credibility alone could have made the base awards greater than Mirrors and Smoke and great performances and trying to compete with Charterhouse, who have already 10 years or 20 years deep in the production field. And I think that reggae musicians must have a strategy to make reggae music pop and make visible reggae musicians to lead in pop culture. Everything else will follow that trajectory, and reggae musicians must not go and follow another person's award that they do not honestly feel that they want to be a part. Because reggae music is about resistance, it's about development, it's about truth. And send a place to carry. Hated is the one that speaks the truth. Because reggae music is about truth and it's not about bubblegum music. It will be very difficult for it to become pop unless reggae musicians find a way to create its own pop culture.
Interesting. Let me announce, Sir Rastonto of Yokogari Tatali fame has joined the discussion. Blessed Lord, Ras.
Yeah, man, give thanks, Casey.
Tonto.
Greetings to all the massive online. Blessed.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. Tonto, since you've been away, they come. Let's ask you the question which we started off with. Kofi Kinata, I don't know if you even know Kofi Kinata to start with. You've been away for so long, and you know, as Fred said, no, maybe you could get a tell me chuchu blame my reggae. Who knows? But anyhow, Kofi Kinata wins the reggae song of the year, right? And when we say reggae song of the year, most people, at least in the reggae fraternity, we're expecting to hear a name like Raskuku or Sajifo or Rasbumba, something, and then we come with a Kofi Kinata who everybody is associating with a different genre. What's your feelings about that?
Really and truly, if you have to speak honestly, I don't have a feeling about that. All right? In the first place, we are living in an ecosystem where it's all about hypocrisy. Okay? Look around you. Go to Ghana and see. I was in Ghana this year, right? 90% of women where I see there were wearing wig. And where does this wig come from? I'm starting it this way. I'm just giving you the reason why I'm coming from that direction. This wig is from a Hindu woman who think they have a bad luck. So they need to cut their hair to purify themselves and drive away the bad luck. And they give it to the priest, and the priest them, they turn it to the wig because they are same teaching pills like the pastors. And they sell it to the world. So you black woman, black people are walking around and wearing curse wig. Okay, let me come to the music. All right?
All right, come to the music.
Okay, now I'm just giving you an example. Okay, we don't Ghanaians always accept the music, but when they want to show you, when they want to present it in publicly, they like to tell someone else because you have a dreadlocks or because you speak certain words. Like Ochiame Kwame was saying, reggae is a revolution team. Okay? It's not a bubblegum music like hip life music or any other music. Sorry to say Ochiame, no disrespect.
None taken, sir. Is that true?
You know what I'm saying? So, and they have a problem to accept the people who are doing the thing the way they look like. Okay? So, this is not first time. All the time they have to, they go around. This is not the first time they give a reggae award to a clean shaved man or whatever it is, or a hip life artist who made a, crossover. Okay?
Okay.
So, this is not a new thing in our industry. All right? And the focus shouldn't be on that. The focus right now should be how can we get our music to the mainstream that these so-called coat and tie boys who are in charge of these things don't look down upon us. And don't stop us to reach our goal. Because when you go there, listen, when I released Yokogari Tatali, the reaction album, all right? Razo Opata, who recorded, he told me he was going out of the media to manage his family company. So he signed the right to me, so I was publishing it. And I went to this, I have to do everything myself. So I was looking for a fund, all right? And I go to this micro something, and they say Charterhouse is the people who approve the loans to publishing music. You understand? So
Really?
I go to Charterhouse. And before I enter there, I met Goodies on the gate, and both of us enter. And he went to the one place there and come out the other place there. The people do not even listen to my music. They say decline. So I couldn't get the funds for it. Because I'm a ragamuffin Rasta man.
So let's explore that.
Looking out for.
Let's explore that. All right. Yeah, let's.
We need to accept that the people in charge, they are not there for us. They will not give us a blind.
Okay, let's explore that, Tonto. Let's explore that, and let's go to Daddy Bosco for that, right? Because Daddy B, you there's a certain group of people that are tagged gatekeepers, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, right? But you as a Rasta man, and you as somebody that easily associates with the whole entire reggae fraternity, people see you there with the so-called gatekeepers. And if people don't know what I'm talking about, these gatekeepers, people don't like them too much because they feel like they are the ones who are blocking them from entering the gate, so to speak, right? What's your reaction, Daddy B? Who are these gatekeepers? Why are they not letting the Ghana reggae dancehall get a blind?
I think we have extensively covered this issue. But let me come back. Reggae music is not a genre that lends itself, let me say, a certain type of thing. Fred had earlier indicated that, and it's not only Fred who said this thing, but there are a lot of musicians in Ghana who will tell you that they're doing their music for the love of the music. And they're not doing the music for acceptance or recognition by certain people. Somebody will tell you that when Miles Davis performed, over 70% of the time his back is to the crowd and he's communicating with his musicians to create what he cherishes. When it comes to why gatekeepers are not allowing reggae to come through the gate, that is something that is pretty debatable, and depending on where you're coming from. Now, let me quickly also add that Ghana has come a long way from, let's say, the 90s to now in 2024. So, I was telling somebody the other day that even for I and I as a Rasta man who's been around since far back as we can remember, the public perception about I and I is changing. It is not where it should be, but it is changing.
Yes, fact.
So we're on a journey. And when Kwame spoke earlier, he gave a sort of blueprint as to how the reggae community has to represent itself. And it's important that we take some of these lessons from these conversations and work with them so that it's not a talk shop of lamentations. It's not a talk shop.
I love that phrase, talk shop of lamentations.
The question is, what are we, as the people, as the community, even doing for ourselves?
Yeah.
And that is the kind of introspection I will speak to. Because you see, the award scheme, now that people know, is popularity based. And somebody will tell you that there's a formula to writing a hit song. And once you write that hit song using that formula, there's the same formula to market it. Kwame was telling you that his song with Kwame Eugene was trending on Twitter by when someone on the ground and what you call it, nothing was happening. So quickly they had to adjust their promotional strategy.
Yeah.
Let me also quickly add this. People like Kwame have a lot to offer. Kwame did a song with Sizzla Kalonji.
Yes.
So he's not speaking like somebody who dislikes reggae. These are people who appreciate what we're doing. They may not be in there with us, but we should know that they have some expertise we could tap into.
Yes.
To build our thing.
Yes.
Look, have we pondered that Base Awards collapsed a few years ago, and like Kwame said, the reasons for the collapse are clear, the lessons are there. Reggae is not quote and unquote as big as all the other genres in Ghana. So if we're doing our thing, let's know how we pitch it, let's know how we position it, let's know how we grow it. Now, even if I tell you something, this year reggae community decides, let's celebrate our own. Let's start giving certificates of recognition based on a certain criteria. We will grow this brand.
Daddy B,
I'll tell you something.
We know that. Okay, yeah. Please round up on that. But I have a round up that point. But yes, I have a question for you too. I'll follow up for you.
Okay, let me pause here and then we push forward.
Okay, well, so I was going to ask you, sir. We know, sir, a short while ago, we had that opportunity, right? The Ghana Reggae Dancehall Awards. And some of us threw a lot of energy behind that because we're like, this is what we need. This is long in coming. And lo and behold, we did not see too much out of that either. Like what Kwame gave us, like you said, a blueprint. For me personally, I think there's a few pieces in that equation that is missing for us as the reggae dancehall industry, right? Because number one, Kwame, and I love you, bro, but I will push back a little bit on that point you made about the fight that reggae is facing versus the fight that hip life is. I don't think that hip life faced the fight that the Ghana reggae is facing. When you talk about reggae, Ghanaians love reggae from Lucky Dube and Bob Marley and Culture and Burning Spear. When Rastonto drops a song, it's a different feel people have about it. It's a fact. And we are facing a lot of fight. And on top of that, as you yourself said, Kwame, there was a support system. DJs were ready to start playing the music, to start playing the music on the airwaves and stuff like that. Do we have that? We had an award scheme, which you yourself said, Kwame, was instituted to back that movement. Do we have that? We had that in the Ghana Reggae Dancehall Awards. But to what end? That'd be quickly react to that for me, please, and let's round up the show, please. We'll come back to Tonto and Kwame before we round up, by the way.
Okay. So on that point, you see, it's rare to start something which is perfect from day one. And so when we're doing project management, after each project, when you do your report, you're supposed to show lessons learned.
Mm-hmm.
And then these lessons learned help you do a better execution the next time.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me, that is what I can say, that whatever happened with that attempt to recognize reggae, what are the lessons that have been learned? How do we grow?
Improve on it the next time.
That within a number of years,
mm-hmm.
we'll have something that we'll all feel proud of.
Great. Okay. We look forward to an improvement on what happened because, yes, we look forward to an improvement. Thank you very much, Daddy B. Tonto. Final words before we go. So Kofi Kinata, I think, we all agree, deserves that award. It's up to us to brighten our corner. Final words before we move.
I was listening to you guys earlier on, when I was in the house before I get into the car, and I called you. Ochiame Kwame says something, about, feelings and other things that is going to be too long. But basically what we have to do is some of us need to look around within ourselves and look at the professionals who have other side of the business idea, like Daddy Bosco has been in the media for so long, and other people, and put them together and establish something that will be, ongoing yearly by yearly. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
To pick up the team. But from my observation, all right, anytime Ben's award, I was not there, but I listened a lot. A whole lot of confusion, a whole lot of things, a whole lot of feelings, a whole lot of people putting their one eye in two bottles. Organizers are looking for award for themselves. That would not work. As an organizer, your focus should be on the solely of the greatness and success of the project you are doing, not about you. You should count yourself out. The main focus, because it's like you are bringing a baby to life. That particular moment is not about you. It's about the baby. That is something we could not differentiate among ourselves. Anytime look, I don't want to go back, but I have a bagger history because I'm involved with this thing. Yeah, a whole lot of story. If I'm going to go back, I can give you a reference after reference after reference over the years, and that has to cut out. when we are doing a project, we should see it as a baby. We, the parents, we are out. That particular moment, the baby is coming to life, come to this world. The birth of the baby. It should be all the focus should be that. If we can do that, I bet you there's nothing can stop us for establishing the reggae industry properly.
Nice. Give thanks, Rastanto. Give thanks. Daddy B, wrap it up for you, Daddy B.
All right, so I'd like to give thanks for this conversation. Like a good book said, in the multitude of counsel, wisdom is not lacking.
Yep.
So I hope and pray that out of these conversations, we can be able to forge out the path that, we can all contribute to wholeheartedly, to ensure that reggae is duly recognized in Ghana, and then reggae artists and practitioners also get the recognition they deserve, even if it's from the community, the reggae dancehall community, But finally, let me just say this: the Rastafari Council at conference this year celebrated some reggae musicians. I believe we celebrated Usaji Fo, Kozo Kombolo, and Black Santino.
Nice.
And it's something that we will continue. Next year at conference, we'll celebrate another batch of reggae.
That's fantastic.
Artists. Yeah.
That's fantastic. But Daddy B, so on that note, let me ask you, don't you think that the Rastafari Council, for instance, and I know said Rasta and reggae is two different things, right? But don't you think they have the authority, right? For instance, to take the mantle and say, okay, we are going to be organizing the awards because it is a body. You respect them. Say, okay, what do you think? It's a wild thought though, but what do you think?
The response is what you call it. Tonto suggested. We have credible people within our community who we can put together
to form the academy.
Yeah, let's do this for the community.
Okay.
And I know there are people who are willing to offer their knowledge and services back to the community. Give thanks.
Okay. Not funding, no. Knowledge and services in the aka funding.
You see, I'll show you something. I'll show you something. Kwame had said that if we are modest in our outlook, we can have a reggae dancehall awards somewhere and start from there.
Yeah.
And
Kakra.
The way we grow it is what will attract funds and sponsorship.
Make a mako, man. Yeah, we start small. I completely agree. We can even start with, say, 4 awards to start with, right? And build slowly until who here says start here now boom 20-something awards. I agree.
Yeah.
Nice, great. Kwame. Somebody was saying something. Kwame.
Yeah, I want to come in. Can I come in a minute?
Okay, quick, and then wrap it up, please, because Kwame has to come into. Yeah.
But the whole thing, the award alone cannot solve everything. The focus should be more how we can live the music, into certain standards. So you see, the award is just a one thing. It has to comply with like festivals and other promotional outfits and other educational section that will educate the people how to handle the, and other things. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So it's a whole package. We shouldn't focus on the award alone. The award is the last thing we should focus on.
True that. All right, Kwame. Fire Kofi.
Right. Okay, so I think that my senior brothers have already said everything that I wanted to say. This is what the people in class who don't know, who do not study, they say he has said my own. Okay, so I think that we need to have a holistic approach towards dialing up the reggae music brand. I think we can have a 2-tier approach. A generic one and specific one for specific reggae music, not even reggae dance, because the dancehall people are able to survive because dancehall is a bit more pop than reggae now. So to have a generic one for the whole reggae fraternity and industry, and one for maybe 10 top reggae artists, 5 of them being great bands and 5 of them being great artists. And then we become intentional about identifying the agenda propellers, like Black Rasta, like We See Yourself, like people in the media who to share the vision with them. And then maybe 3 people who are good with administration, marketing, and promotion to be disciplined about making sure that the vision turns a reggae sound into a popular competitive genre. Like Senior Brother said, make sure that there's a reggae festival. But I think that because this conversation started with awards, I'll go back there. There can be reggae dancehall awards in this country, which will cost less than 20,000 Ghana cedis, less than $5,000.
Really?
And if it is credible, if it is credible, even if I don't know how to make reggae so that we can come and get, because as we all know, one of the most difficult things to get in this our country is
sponsorship
and publicity. So to differentiate from the popularity contest, reggae musicians can organize maybe a peer review award scheme based on credibility. And that is where reggae musicians will become so happy and satisfied.
Charlie, I like that peer review aspect of it. No, I like the peer review aspect a lot.
I didn't hear you say.
I said I like the peer review aspect a lot.
Exactly. So 2 strategies: one generically to push reggae, and then the second one to take specific reggae artists and make them superstars. Everything else will follow. If we have 3 group of people, one with administration, one with PR, the other with marketing, following the thing. And if all of us that love reggae decide to meet maybe once a month and contribute one Ghana towards this goal, we will begin to create alternative reggae music sound, which is developmental based and not bubblegum. And that will bring development even to Ghana, and we can export it and compete in the world.
Kwame, you're for consultant. What you are now? Ahayai. Cecilia, you're for consultant. Yeah, sign the contract, Cecilia. You know, because I think, say, everything that you've said, it's not just born out of common sense, but also out of experience, right? Because, like I said, at some point in the way, say, you guys actually created hip life. So there's a lot of things that we can learn from you. Thank you very much, all my panelists. Or dropping any Adenina network. I said, now wow, but at least right now. So we had Shashamali, we had Fred Dread of Kente Band, but currently I want to say thank you very much to the man called Daddy Bosco. Daddy Bosco, Obia named Daddy Bosco. And then Daddy Bosco, he's been on the show many times over, and he's he's a personal mentor of mine. All right. So, enough respect. Daddy, thank you very much. Thank you very much for what you're doing for the entire Rastafari community and also for the Ghana entertainment industry. Thank you so much. And not just that, also for the media and marketing. Charlie, a bit to me on and on and on. Thank you very much, Daddy B. Thank you very much, Rastonto, Tonto of Yokogari Tatale fame. Thank you for blazing the trail for some of us, for some of the other artists to follow. People, we cannot start talking about Ghana reggae without mentioning people like Rastonto, right? If you are here today and you are a Shatawale, or you are an episode, or you are a Stoneboy, or you are whatever, you should acknowledge that people like Rastonto did blaze the trail for us to follow. And of course, we also say thank you to the man, Ochiame Kwame, for bringing. Say we will try and reach out to Kofi Kinata himself and see how he himself also feels about this whole thing. But let me end by saying that song, I've said it already. That song, week 2 of the Reggae Awards, I say Reggae Award, the Reggae Dancehall Chart show on Radio Culture. Week 2, in the very second week of the show, Kofi Kinata made it to the charts. He was number 7 on the charts in week 2. All right. So as for the song's legitimacy as a reggae song, there's no question about it. And we here at Radio Culture have endorsed that. In the meantime, I would say thank you very much once more. I'll leave you in the able hands of Kofi Kinata. He calls this one a Fiekuma Love. It's a song that we've been talking about this whole time. And it is the GMA reggae song of the year. A Fiekuma Love from Kofi Kinata. Till such times, one love.
Ashishema na menya bibi ni besia mamenya niya amemede makumenya mama no baby I made dream to inside munko biemo mepeyina Ami baby I made dream to inside munko biemo mepeyina kana me yamao Odon go for beans as Reggae.